Hello world, welcome to Learning Java, one byte at a time. This is video 28 in a tutorial series geared at bringing the wonderful wide world of Java to those with little or no programming experience. This video is a continuation of the development of the Booker application, a vehicle appraisal app. In the last video, we completed the sports advertisement class, which returns a sports advertisement object that is called by the advertisement factory, which is a factory class that returns an instance of that, and implements the advertisement interface. We have not yet written the utility advertisement class or the luxury advertisement class, but we will in due time. And the purpose of today's video is to write a unit test class to test those three components to ensure they're working correctly. Now, in order to test this, we will have to make a couple of very small changes, as some of the classes that are called by those are not yet written. The DAO class, which is in charge of returning files, and the parsing class, which is in charge of splicing the content, the attributes of the vehicle object, into the advertising content, have not yet been written. And so we are going to come up with some return dummy data, and that will be very small changes that will be undone after we have finished the test. So if we jump into Notepad++, you see here I have a blank Java file called test, and this will be the testing class. However, before we get started, we need to go to the advertisement interface and make a very small change. In the last video, I forgot to add the parameters to the set advertisement content, which should have been a string called advertisement content. As we have overridden this method in the sports advertisement class, which implements that, the overridden method itself does in fact take those parameters, and so without having that identical to the interface class, it would actually fail on compilation. And so we'll go ahead and save that file, and then we'll begin in the sports advertisement class by taking the construction content and commenting out the 3 lines that we've written here, mainly because this is the bulk of the class that we haven't written yet. So we'll come up with some dummy return data, and we'll try to keep the design almost identical to this, except we'll have to just substitute in some dummy data. And the way that we're going to do that is by calling constructing the array list that we had originally constructed, called template advertisement file. And instead of calling the DAO object, which is not yet written, we're simply going to set this equal to an instantiation of a new array list, and then we'll go through and add in some dummy strings. We'll copy that and paste it 2 more times so that we have something identical to the original, and we'll simply type in this is the utility add. This is the sports ad, and this is the luxury ad. And these 3 strings will proxy for the 3 different types of advertisements that we had in the advertisement text file. After that, we will likewise declare the string template advertisement as such, and we will set it equal to one of the index items from the template advertisement file, index 1, if we're going according to this, except we need to use the .get method like such. And then finally, just to keep it identical to the original content, we will call set advertisement content. Now, as we don't have the parse advertisement class written yet, we're simply going to come up with that dummy data. And so what we'll do is we'll return whatever template advertisement is, and we will concatenate some other features of the vehicle object and the appraisal price, just to ensure that all of that's making it through. So we'll say, and the name is, and concatenate vehicle.getVehicleName, and we'll type in, and the price is, and we'll concatenate the appraisal, like so, without forgetting the semicolon. All right, and so essentially this is going to be pretty identical to the original construction, except it has all of the dummy data that we were looking for, and that should be everything we need for the sports advertisement object. So we'll save that. Then we're going to jump into our test class and begin to write just a little bit of data that we need for this. We'll start by ensuring that it knows that it's part of the Booker package. And then we'll do the declaration of the public class that we'll call test. And inside here, since we are going to need an advertisement object, a vehicle object, and an appraisal object, or rather an appraisal amount, we'll declare 3 static variables. Like so. And then, since we do need an entry point, we'll go ahead and declare the public static void main. And from this entry point, the main method, we will go ahead and assign a value to the appraisal. We'll make it $50,000. We will set our vehicle equal to the construction of a new vehicle. And we'll need to come up with some arguments here. So let's name our vehicle Jasper. Let's make it a Ford. Model will be Focus. The base price will be $35,000. The year will be 2010. We'll give it a manual transmission. And we'll make it a front-wheel drive car. And I'm going to go ahead and return down here because I don't want to run out of line space. And then we'll set the airbags equal to true. We'll set the ABS equal to false, and we'll set the rear view camera equal to true, just for the purposes of testing, just to have something going in here. We'll make an economy grade model. And let's see, we'll give it 100,000 miles, 1 previous owner, and we will set the luxury features equal to true, false, true. Let's make this a sports class. This is going to be important because we need to be sure that when it calls the class of the vehicle, that it calls a sports type class so that the advertisement factory returns the sports advertisement object. And after doing that, we'll set the accident history to false, and we'll give it a commission of 0.1. All of this, of course, is just so that the vehicle is properly constructed. None of this really matters. And then after that, we'll go ahead and declare, or rather we will assign our advertisement equal to, and this is where the testing will come in, the advertisement factory dot get advertisement, and we'll pass through the vehicle and the appraisal. So now that we've built the appraisal, the vehicle, and the advertisement, then we're going to need to see that it actually works. So let's do a system.out.println, and I want to get the advertisement get advertisement content. And this will show us that the getter is working and that it's properly constructed it the way that we've designed. After that, let's go ahead and test the setter method by calling the advertisement.set advertisement content. And we'll just go setting new content just to see that that works correctly. And once again, we will print out. We'll just do a copy and paste here and print out. And so what we should see is the original content generated by the sports advertisement object. We should not get an error from using the setter, and then we should see the setting new content appear right here if everything's working correctly. And so I believe that that's everything we need for the test class to work. Let's go ahead and open up the console and compile this. So if we do Java C using the parameters to tell it that it is a packaged compilation, we're just going to compile all of the Java files, start.java. And we do have an error here. It looks like on line 12 it was expecting a parentheses. Okay, let's see where I forgot that one. That's a very simple error. Vehicle equals new vehicle. Now where did I get this wrong? Oh, I see that I left out the comma right there. That's probably what happened. All right. That's easy enough. We'll jump back in here, and we'll try to recompile that. And I see another error. We have forgotten to comment out in the advertisement factory the return statements of the utility vehicle and the luxury vehicle, luxury advertisement, because we actually haven't created this yet. So let's comment that out. All we want to return is the sports advertisement object, because that's the only one we've written so far. And that's one that we're going to be specifically calling from the vehicle object we've created. So let's try this one more time. All right, it looks like that worked. So let's Java, be sure to include the package name, and we're going to do the test class. Okay, excellent. This is the sports ad, and the name is Jasper, and the price is 50,000, setting new content. So it looks like the test class works. It looks like the three components are jiving correctly, and so this looks good. I think that this project is off to a wonderful start. In the next video, we will probably begin to start working on some more of the classes. Perhaps we'll start working on the data access object class, and we'll start building the file returns, and maybe even the parsing object. So hopefully this was fun. Of course, just like always, the code for the entire project is in the GitHub. The link is in the description. Hope to see everyone back again in the next video. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful night.